friends, I'm super excited today because for the first time on YouTube, we at CareersTalk are launching a live simulation series for our business analyst friends. In this comprehensive series, we will use an online marketplace project named Lazada as an example and demonstrate everything from start to finish. So we have captured all the different sessions which we are going to do for you. And this is just a list, and you can see we have tried to add everything till project handoff and closure activities, starting from requirement gathering. Yeah, just to give you an idea. Okay, and other thing what we have done, we have divided each session into two parts. First half will focus on theory, and the second half will feature a live demo session. So you can have a mix and match. If you want, you can just directly jump to the live demo part, or if you want, you can go through the theory part as well. And before I invite today's session anchor, I would like to thank each one of our group member who came forward and shared their personal time with all of us. It's not easy nowadays when everyone has different priorities. So let's give a big round of applause to our amazing team. And friends, if you want to support us, please give us a big thumbs up, smash that like button. And now without further delay, let me invite Divya to present the theory part of our very first session on requirement gathering technique. And later on, Vinodni will lead the live simulation. So over to you, Divya.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Anand, for giving that introduction. So without any delay, let's start our today's presentation and today's topic. So today's topic is about requirement and what are the requirements and how requirements are important for the business analyst to understand and what are different elicitation techniques. So without wasting time, let's start and let me share the screen. Yeah. So, yeah, what is a requirement? I'll give a 1 second pause over here. Request you all to type in the chat box saying what is a requirement from your opinions. Okay, let me start. So, a requirement is nothing but the representation of a need. It means that for any business to stay in the market, then they should translate these needs into the requirement. For example, when we say that WhatsApp, that is that everyone we are using it today, right? So previously we were having instant messenger in Facebook, Instagram, and we used to text normal messages. So that was how we were doing, but there were some limitations for that, which when there is no network and when even the internet is available, you cannot able to do the messages on the text. And as the network era is growing on from 2G to 3G to 4G to 5G now, so there is a need for the business to stay in the market, right? So they have to identify that potential requirement. How can they transform those requirements into the solution and give it to the customer, so they can stay in the market. So this is a glimpse of requirement. It is nothing but the representation of the need. So that is a requirement, and let's move on further. So there are different types of requirements: business requirements, stakeholder requirements, solution requirements, and transitional requirements. So now let's look into each one of them clearly. What does they mean? Business requirements. Business requirements represents why part of the requirement. It says that why do we need this? Why do we need to design this kind of a solution? Why are there these requirements so necessary for us? It means that it represents the goal of the organization, or the vision of this organization, the strategy of the organization, or maybe the business needs to improve, and it wanted to have a higher revenue, or it want to stand at the number one in the market, in their with their competitors. So that basically, why do we need this? What is it, what it is going to suffice by having this requirement? So that explains the business requirements. The next one is stakeholder requirements. Stakeholder requirements represents the who part of the requirement. It means that when you're designing any solution, for example, you're designing an online portal, okay, for a hotel reservation, right? So who are the different stakeholders involved in that? So this may be your identified some problem that customers are facing, the issue in booking the hotel. So this would be one stakeholder you are addressing, that is a customer. And you want to automate some of the process. Maybe you have a phone booking every time, you need a phone operator over there, and you don't want it anymore, you want to automate it. Okay, that would be one reason for you. Okay, and the phone operate there is a customer support, you want to implement a chatbot or in that. So you want to represent that part of it. So that would be one kind of a thing you can you can think of when it comes to stakeholder requirements. So these stakeholders can be your internal stakeholders or the external stakeholders. You have some part of the task which is being done manually by your employees and you want to automate it. So these employees would be your internal stakeholders. So these are the stakeholder requirements. So it represents the who part of it. These requirements are going to give any solution or reducing the pain areas of any of the stakeholders in the process, or whom they are going to satisfy. So those are the stakeholder requirements. And the solution requirements, this represents how do you how these requirements can help in attaining the end solution. So how does the solution has to behave, what is the behavior, and what is the behavior of the solution that you're gonna implement. So these are the in solution requirements, again we have functional requirements. So functional requirements, as I said, they help us in understanding the behavior of the system for the user, for when user acts on it. For example, when you click on any screen, okay, you're surfing an online portal and you're shopping on something. Okay, you're clicking on any product you want to buy it. So what kind of information it has to display? And when you click on add to cart, what is the action it has to take? And when you're playing a video, what kind of video it should come up, and what are the details that it has to display? And when you click on the one screen, and what is the next screen that user has to navigate? So these are the different functional requirements that you take into consideration while designing a solution. And non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements do not directly indicate the behavior of the solution, but still they are important to make the solution remain stable and under any circumstances. The solution has to work as it is at any point of the time. For example, availability. So when there is so much of traffic to the network, to the site that you're browsing, still it has to give a same user experience, right? So no, that is non-functional requirement. And security. So you're buying something online and you're giving your credit card details or you're giving your online banking details, and there is so much of information that is being captured these days. As most of the things are online. For anything we go and do it online, and we give our card details, identity details, passport details, whatever may be. So it should be secured, and all those details should be secured. And how do we achieve it before how do we achieve it without sacrificing the behavior of the system? So with the those are the non-functional requirements. And the transitional requirements, the last one is the transitional requirements. It is that when you're changing your system from the current state to the future state. Okay, how what are the necessary requirements that are needed for you to remain same in the business though there is a transition happening? For example, now you're now now you're trying to automate some process. Okay, and you can't say that now I'm automating my process, I will stop my business, I'll not deliver my things, or I will not continue continuing the service to the I cannot continue the service to the customer. We cannot say that, right? So there would be few requirements like the systems or the humans or the infrastructure or whatever may be that is needed for us to be in the business still stable and do our transition. These requirements are temporary. They till the time we go to the transition. So those are the transition requirements. And the next part is requirement life cycle. So what? Why do we need this requirement cycle, life cycle? Okay. In the previous slide, we have seen various types of requirements that are needed, and we need to understand as BAs. So the requirement life cycle helps us to ensure that business stakeholders and the solution requirements and the designs are aligned to one another till the time the solution is implemented and maintained. So it all starts with identifying the business need as a requirement. As I said, requirement is a representation of the business need. So first you need to identify the business need, and then you should continue developing the solution for that. And then you have to end when a solution and it ends when the solution is retired. It doesn't mean that now I have delivered the solution. It means that, for example, it would be a WhatsApp chat or your online portal, whatever may be. You have designed some solution for the customer, and you have given it. So your requirement life cycle is ended. Your requirement is ended. It doesn't mean that way. So it only ends when the customer says that this solution is no longer needed to me. Till that time you have to maintain it. It means that there would be an upgradations happening. Suppose today you have some feature in your um, WhatsApp chat saying that you have your image sharing. Just for today, you can share an image, but tomorrow you would be sharing the another format of the file or another format in the form of a video. So that sharing option is still alive. Till you have is still there. You have to maintain the design or the test cases or the components of that requirement till you say that I don't want this share option in my WhatsApp chat. So it's that way. So you have to maintain it till the time that requirement is discarded, saying that business saying that I no more need this requirement. So you identify the potential requirement for that and assess the requirement. Is there any changes or are happening, or is there any need or happening? Is there any need or whatever for that potential requirement? You should assess the requirement on the urgency, the value, or whatever maybe that is being delivered. And then if say yes, you have to get approval and consents with the necessary stakeholders involved in it. And if it is and from there, once you get consents, you have to manage that requirement. It means that you have to trace that requirement, you have to maintain the requirement and prioritize the requirement. So we will see all these steps in detail in the next slide so that you get a fair idea about it. So the first thing is what are the different tasks that we do it in a requirement life cycle. So the first one is trace the requirements. So you would all have heard about traceability matrix, just requirement traceability matrix. I don't want to give a in detail explanation about it, but it is a matrix where you keep a requirement and start tracing it by having all the designs, the solutions, the test cases associated with it, so that you will have a fair idea. Under this requirement, these are the test cases I have written, these are the designs I have given, these are the components which we have designed. So that is a requirement traceability matrix. That's what we can use here in tracing our requirements, in analyzing and maintaining the relationship between the requirements design, a solution, and the other components. Maintain the requirements. As I said, uh, you throughout the life cycle there is a need for us to the maintain that requirement. It means that there would be changes coming in. You might add the changes or the delete the changes, or you might discard some of the features in that way. there is a need to maintain that, to ensure, to make sure that these designs are accurate and current throughout the life cycle, so that you can reuse them whenever needed. It means that if there is any change in the type of a sharing option or whatever may be for that particular um, application you have developed. For example, it would be a WhatsApp, the WhatsApp only. We would have changed some of the feature in that. Okay, maybe the sharing option or the look and feel or whatever maybe, there would be a change. It is necessary for us to make sure it is maintained in a way that we reuse it properly. Okay, but it's not like we should be able to reuse it whenever we needed it. Okay, so that's what maintain the requirements, prioritize the requirements. So there we have to, we always prioritize the requirements, and throughout the requirements life cycle, maybe because of the, always not very frequently, but at least based on the changes and the requests that you get from the stakeholders and the business, you try to prioritize them based on that. And you have various techniques which we can use in prioritizing. So normally you that's what we say, you have to understand the value, urgency, and the risk associated with these requirements, and based on these you need to prioritize it, and assess the requirements. You have to assess whenever the changes are coming in and the stakeholders are being changed. So you need to assess them whether the requirement that has come in lies within the scope or out of the scope which we have accepted. Maybe sometimes the requirement which comes in might be out of a scope, and that you cannot accommodate with the release or whatever may be happening. So there would be a separate process for you to go through to accommodate those changes. So it is very necessary to assess it before accepting that requirement in in your particular release or whatever may be, and approve requirements. So when there is a change, now you got the change request. I mean, you have assessed the requirement, you have prioritized the requirement, and now you should see whether the change needed is necessary for all the stakeholders who are involved in designing that solution. And then you have to make sure that you get approval from the governance which is being taken care for from the governance team, so that you get an approval or a go ahead for that particular requirement and design. So this is a life cycle that we need to understand as long as that requirement stays within the solution. Yeah. So we have seen the requirement life cycle. What are the different tasks in the requirement cycle? Life cycle. And now let's see what is requirement elicitation. So we all know this elicitation is a very crucial phase in software development life cycle, because that is where you get maximum of information of what the stakeholders are looking for, and how can you design, how can you approach to a solution, or and how can you go give a better better solution for the problems they are facing. So normally this is where you have to understand and document the various requirements that you gather from the stakeholders. This is the phase. And before going to the requirement elicitation technique, I would also highlight few things. What are the prerequisites that you might need in order to have this requirement elicitation process in place? First thing, as I said, this is where you meet your stakeholders and gather the requirements. So it is very necessary for you all to understand the business. So do your homework before meeting your stakeholders. It could be like you have to go through the documents that are available, or you use your internets about the business, what they are in, and all those things. And then the other thing is, if you make sure what kind of questions you want to ask them. So be very specific about the questions that you're going to ask. That would be the another thing. And also, if you're trying to meet them online, make sure your Zoom links and your files that want to be shared and the PPTs or whatever may be are in place, so that you don't face any kind of difficulty while talking to them. And the other thing would be, make sure that you send them an agenda of what that meeting is all about. Okay. If it is an any interview or survey or whatever maybe, or that elicitation technique you are using, make sure that they are aware of that agenda of that particular technique that you are using for your requirement elicitation. Once you've done that, make sure you also make a note of all the things what you have gathered and drop an MOM for them, if it is an interview or whatever maybe. So in that way, it gives a clarity about what requirements, has been done for the with that particular elicitation technique for your stakeholders. So these are few prerequisites, which are very basic things as a BA we should do. So that makes our job easy in a daily life to some extent. So here are some 10 elicitation techniques that I'm going to discuss with you. The first one is interview. Interview is a common technique, as we all know. You would be watching many of the interviews with the movie stars or politicians or whatever maybe. It is the same thing that what we do with our stakeholders. This is where this technique is basically used when you are very new to the project and the project is also new and you have no documents or whatever maybe to identify nothing business case, or something that's not available with you, right? And that's where you start interacting with your stakeholders and start gathering the information. Try to keep this very interactive, so that try asking them open ended questions so that you get maximum of the answers. And this is the play. And as a BA and business people, they don't give you elaborate answers. So this technique can be used by us to get as much information as much we want. Okay. So this helps us in getting so much of information, by asking them questions more so that they open up and talk with us. And this helps us in gathering as much of information we want and what is the expectation of the stakeholder, or what he's looking from us. And the next one is surveys and questionnaire. So this is another technique where you can gather the information about the requirements. This technique is used, you know, when you're not able to meet uh, most of the people. I mean, when the group of segment is more and you need to understand the expectation of that group, and you cannot make them to go stand, interview them, and talk to them. It would be, for example, you're launching any HR application in your organization. Now you want to understand what are employees actually looking for, what are their pain points, right? And maybe you want to upgrade some online platform and you want to understand how it is like, what are the pain points, or what better you can do to that. This is where you can use this technique, surveys and questionnaire, and get an understanding of a common wide range of opinions and different segments of answers. And you can see, for example, you can get a survey of how the web application is being worked on. Okay, you can see what is the customer retention or whatever maybe, from that a survey of customer happiness survey and all, so that you will understand what is drawback and what is an improvement area you need to concentrate. So that's where the surveys and questionnaires can be do can we can use. The next one is observation. So observation is, you have to understand, is it's in the natural environment where they work on, where the stakeholders are actually working. Maybe you, from surveys and interviews, you can understand what is the pain area of the thing, what are they looking, what are they looking for and all. But you might not understand a few things which cannot be documented. Okay, maybe they say the pain area is, there is a pain area in the web application that I'm using. they might also say that okay, this there is a downtime or whatever maybe. But there are few things which you have to, you understand when you start using that application, and when you start observing it, how it is acting from one screen to another screen. That's where you can understand, that's where you can capture few more points, what might need to be addressed. Okay, that is an observation. And so yeah, this is the one thing. And the next one is workshops. So workshops are conducted with a group of users, maybe 8 to 9, till 10 people, 10 members, where you wanted to understand the common understanding of the participants. You will have a moderator who is a subject matter expert. So he questions as many questions as he can, and he try to understand the end user experiences, how they are facing it, and they make document of it. um, those are the workshops. Workshops can be used in in any kind of a project where you have an opportunity to, to upgrade the application or whatever maybe, because you already have a thing, or else you're launching uh, uh, any insurance website, and you have a subject matter expertise over there, and you can have a group of people, because there are different stakeholders for that insurance platform to carry on the operations, to carry on. So that's where you can get from claims, and you can get from um, uh, billing, you can get from enrollment team, and you can start put a group of 10 people where um, they have a healthy discussion, and you can get a wide range of responses over there. So that is where workshop. Prototyping is, you create a small model of it, and you understand what are the requirements needed, what is the user experience, how is there any scope for design change, or is there any scope for improving the user experience. So these are mostly used in satellite rocket launching projects and all. The prototyping you can use in software as well, but yeah, depending, this is a cost, it also associates with cost, because prototyping is where you have to include more cost. So it all depends how we what kind of project we are working in. So it is a small model where they develop, and they start showing this is how the user experience, like this is how the solutioning can happen. So you identify the improvement areas based on that prototyping. Document analysis is that you are already, you have an project already, and then sorry, you already have an application, you have some document over there. So you start reading those documents, you identify what is the current state, and what are the what is the behavior of the current state, how we can improve it. So that way document analysis can be used. You can identify the improvement areas by using this document analysis. The second one is brainstorming. So this technique, it's not only for requirement elicitation, we use many way, so many places the brainstorming. Even, when you want to ideate something in your projects, you do let's go and brainstorm. So this is a place where you start, all the group of people come in, and they start sharing up their ideas, they start noting up the ideas. It's a free, it's a platform where everyone can went out and say that this is the, we can do this thing, we can do this thing. So maybe when you're not really accurate of the solution or the requirement that you want for that in place, maybe you can set up a brainstorming session when the stakeholders says that okay, we are not aware of the sorry, we are not sure of it, what we need to do. Maybe this would be a good solution, I'm not sure. We need to check with the other stakeholders. Maybe that's the place you can get all your stakeholders to one place and say, let's brainstorm about the ideas what we have, and then we can pick some among them. So this is a brainstorming session. Use cases and scenarios. So develop a use case where to understand. For example, you want to book a online portal, okay, online hotel booking, let's say. take that. So here the customer would be one use case, and then you will see the when he clicks on one button, how the system reacts it. So it's basically helps us in understanding how system behaves for the use case that is being developed. The behavior of the system can be understood. It also helps in understanding the non-functional requirements. Suppose when I click a button to click when I click on a date to select on a room on a particular date, so what is the time it is taking to fetch the details from the database and displaying on the on the screen for the user. So that is something, a non-functional requirement. Within how many seconds that system is giving the data, the system is responding. So this is where you can develop use cases and scenarios. The next one is storyboarding. Storyboarding is nothing but the various interactions that user takes while navigating through that system. So for example, maybe this we see in our live simulation also, may in the upcoming episode, how we did a storyboarding for our story mapping for our online portal. So it's like online, when we take an online portal, what are the various points the customer comes into an action, the customer or the system comes into an action. Okay, maybe customer, because when you're buying any product, the first thing is I search for add the product. Okay, I search for the product, and then I select the product, I add it, and then I select my address, and then I do billing, I check out, and then at the end you will get a screen, thanks for shopping. Okay, this is a customer journey or story map that you can use to see various interactive points with the system from the user perspective. So this helps us in having enhancing the communication and user experiences. Job shadowing. Job shadowing is something, spend some time with the end users. Suppose you're automating any process, there is a manual effort needed. You're every day you're uploading Excel into a system and then clicking on the refresh button for a report. Now you want to automate it by using a Power BI, saying that I connect to so and so source and the data should automatically refresh. For that to understand, at least you have to understand what are the various refinements or various data mining techniques, operations that a person is doing once after downloading that report and creating a dashboard, right? So you, for few days, you sit beside them and understand how they are doing their job, so that you understand what operations or process or steps that are needed to for you to automate. That is called as job shadowing. These are the few techniques with requirement elicitation technique. I hope you all have enjoyed this session.
So thank you, team, for sharing the theoretical part. Now we will present a live simulation of two of the most popular requirement elicitation technique, which is interviews and surveys. So yeah, these techniques are widely used and can be conducted either one-on-one or with the multiple stakeholders. So all right, let me invite Vinodni, who will play the role of a business analyst. And yeah, Vinodni will take on this role, and while the rest of the team member will act as a stakeholder in various roles. So over to you, Vinodni. Yeah.
Thank you, Sunant. Hi all. Good morning, good evening. Thanks for watching our video. So I'm Vinodini. I'm playing a senior business analyst role. And today we are going to have a live simulation for an e-commerce project. And we are going to have a live simulation session with various stakeholders using a common requirement elicitation technique called interview. Right. So without any further delay, let's get started. So excited to see you all. So here we have various stakeholders in the call who have joined for the interview session. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for giving your time, which is really great. And yeah, now I want to start where I'll first speak with my sponsor, who's the key person of my project. So yes, hi Divya.
Hi Vinodini, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, Great to see you here, Vinodini, from TES. And it's been a long time. And let's meet our stakeholders, my important team for this e-commerce business. So we have legal and compliance heading by Rajesh, who take care of all of our legal and compliance issues and the how they need to carry out. And then logistics is being headed by Mausam. So she's the key person for the logistics and the inventory management and everything over there. And our product owner, Ramya, she's being working as a product owner for this particular project from so long, and she has a wide knowledge on various business operations or whatever maybe that features are needed by the customer. She has a very good idea on that. And she's your go-to person for anything regarding this your project. And then customer support is Nishant, who is extending so much of our support in CRM analytics or whatever maybe. We
Great.
get good data, and the marketing is being headed by Soumya. So this is my team, and yeah, we are good to have you.
Thank you, Divya. So excited to meet everyone on the call, and hope this session will be so interactive. And I will definitely have a lot of interesting questions to you guys, and uh, we will have a good elicitation over here. Yeah, thank you. So let me get it started. So I just want to know what's all your business about.
Yeah. So to give a brief overview of our business, we started around 10 years back. We are the two persons who have started this business, Lashdown. So we basically deal with e-commerce. We are into e-commerce business where we collaborate the buyers and the sellers. Yeah, in a short form, this is a e-commerce business like all other e-commerce businesses are there.
Okay. So when you say e-commerce, we have lot many retail products across the market. So what you are into?
Okay. We started with apparels at the starting and women fashion and men fashion, but still we are continuing with it. Uh, uh, we are trying to expand to kids fashions as well, but as of now, we are just focused on the apparel industry.
Great. Okay. So any plan to establish in the upcoming website to have cosmetics or other products into place? What's your thought on it?
Yes, we have an idea of it. But as of now, at least for the short term, we are just trying to focus in our business and to improve our performance and be a market leader, at least in the apparel industry. So as of now, this is what we have. Maybe in future we have the other thoughts as well. Maybe this is not the time to discuss on it.
Okay, sure. And do you have a website already?
Yeah, we do have a website.
So just want to know how we are currently operating. So how we are.
Okay. Uh, uh, to answer your question, Vinodini, operating is a very vast, in to give in this a single session, it would be a large kind of a thing which I need to explain. But as of now, I can tell as an e-commerce big business, we have many operations like finance operations, supply chain, inventory management, order fulfillment, and all these kind of operations, marketing, customer support. So as I told you, have all of my stakeholders here, and we have an ERP for few of the operations. We are maintaining that. Maybe you get a detailed view of it when you get to speak each of the stakeholder. But yeah, we have ERP for few things, and we few of operations have been outsourced. Maybe in our conversations, we will get to know more about it.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for those insights. So, when it comes to operation, I would like to ask a small query which strike to my mind currently. So, what are the key customer segments we are targeting, and how can we implement that in our upcoming website e-commerce?
Okay. So key customer segments, from my understanding, or I can tell you, we are targeting mostly middle class customer segments, as in men and women fashion. And from the buyer sellers perspective, it would be local sellers. That's what we targeted. Maybe Ramya, you want to take something on it as a product owner? Maybe you would be good in answering this.
Yeah, Ramya, thanks for that. So I think when it comes to the key features, based on that, we can segregate like what kind of customers we want. Um, so as Divya said, um, we want to make our products affordable for all kinds of people, and also it has to be fast enough. It has to be quick enough. So, Divya, is it okay if you can add on about the key features
Yeah.
that we were expecting?
So yes. Vinodini, when we say segment, customer segment, we have upper segment, lower segment, and middle segment. As I say, it's a local vendor. We are targeting the middle segment of the customers. And when it comes to the features and all, we can have a detailed discussion in the going session. What kind of features we want you to implement, and based on the various prioritization techniques what that we discuss in the upcoming session, I mean in the ongoing session. So as of now, we are targeting on the middle class segment, and most of the thing you can think that from the perspective of local sellers in the middle class segment. That is what our segmentation as of now.
Great. That's really interesting. I think I'm good with these basic questions, and I would also like to know what are your current pain points? Why are you looking for a new update of your website?
Okay. So when I say current pain points, every segment has its own pain points. When I say inventory management, it has its own issues. And when I come to the website performance, it is a low performance, and we see the site issues over there. Maybe Shaili is the right person to tell about this requirement, the performance issues of the website. Shaili, can you please give an overview over here?
Yeah, sure, Divya. Yeah, so like we have done a survey recently, and based on the survey response we got, from the customer. So our existing system is currently has a slower than expected response time. We are expecting the homepage will be loading within zero point 0.5 seconds, but it is taking more than that. So there is some customer dissatisfaction related to that. So based on our expectation, we have we try to optimize the system into ensuring the faster response by having in phase by phase. So in the phase one, our expectation from the website will be ensuring the system responds as much as swift is possible, max to max zero point 0.5 second the response times will be faster response, seamless experience of the customer. Apart from that, the security related also we are trying to implement secure login and focusing on data encryption so that we can provide more data security to our customers. Apart from that, we will also focus on localization. Like we will be adapting the system to cater to the user based on their geographic location, language basis, currency basis, regional settings for more personalized experience. So to cut short it, in the phase one, we are targeting these three areas for a seamless experience for my customers. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. That gave a detailed issue what you're currently going through. Sure, we will definitely work on all these some major requirements. Thank you for that. So I'd also like to know the USP, Divya, how can we measure and what is the USP you are targeting for?
Actually, yes. As I said, the USP of R is we are trying to mix quality and pricing. So when you see the big players in this business, they offer both branded and then unbranded things, and you are able to get at anything at one point. Okay, but for us, we are trying, we as we are the novice to the play, not novice, but still we are still growing in this business. We are targeting at a mix of price and quality. We did some research which we thought we could get that kind of a thing from our local vendors itself, and we are creating a platform for them. So at the same time, we have our own fashion designers working on some of the fashion segments where they can check the quality, and then have some quality checks and the designs as per the trends availability. So we are working on it, and then that's what our USP as of now. Yeah.
Sure, got it. Thank you. And when it comes to our key features, as you mentioned, the key features would have lot many items in place. So how can we prioritize them? And there are multiple prioritization technique in the market. So is it fine if we go with a Moscow? Can you please explain on them?
Yeah, I think Ramya, you can take this as a product owner. You own this question to answer. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Yes, Vinodini, as of now, we are planning to go ahead with the minimum viable product, and we are applying the Moscow method, as you rightly mentioned, because we can easily segregate the kind of features that we want. So going ahead with the must-have features, users should be able to, log into the website either as a guest user, or they can log in with their credentials. And once they log in, they should be able to search for the product, whatever they want, easily. It has to be intuitive, easy to use. And after that, they have to look into the product, and then whatever the desired product, they have to add to the cart, they have to check out, and it has to be shipped to the customer on time. So once all these things are done, these are the minimum things that we want, and these are the must-have features. Coming to the should-have features, there are images, right? The quality of the images, what are the types of images that we are supporting, all those things, and that can be going part as should have features. For example, the product description, coming to the product, all those things, right? And coming to the could have features, it can be something like the recommendations that is there for a particular customer. And won't have can be something going as part of, we don't want online selling to go as of now. And even the mobile app, we have that in place in the future, but for now, we just want to go with this MVP, applying this Moscow method.
Sure. That's really
We meant
good
to
to
say
know
that
that.
we are not, sorry, we meant to say that we are not now into video selling. Okay, we
Exactly.
see most of the e-commerce business doing video selling. We are not. That's the feature we think that we don't want as of now.
Got it, Divya. Thanks for that. So yeah, so how can we ensure our website is standing out of the other competitors in the market, like Amazon, eBay, or whatever competitors over there? So how you feel, and what makes us stand unique?
That's a good question, Vinodini. But to be honest, we just want to make a stand in the marketplace. So we are not we want to definitely excel, but for now, to take a good stand in the marketplace, we would like to go ahead with MVP, as I said before. And once we get a good user base, then we'll be going ahead with the online video selling feature. We'll be going ahead with the mobile apps so that we can have more customer data, more customer base. For now, it is all about going ahead with MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We have a thought of customizing the product as well. As of now, if you take the most of the online websites and selling the apparels or whatever maybe, we don't have customized option over there. So we have a feature, as I said, we are also working with some of the designers to implement best in quality, price versus quality of USP. So we wanted to include this customization option as well to the users, but this is a future plan. So maybe in few, as of now we are trying to stabilize it, but in future we have something in place that we can stand out in the marketplace.
And
Okay, sure.
just to add, Vinodini, I think my colleague has already covered that one. So the unique differentiation will come up if you can make it more user centric, meaning it has to be very much smooth when the user is trying to do that, and also has to be sustainable, right? So all the basic necessary informations that the end user needs, if you can make it in a very simplified way, that gives the flexibility for the user to select the right things, and that has to be efficient. So the key feature, I think, would be simplification. So as long as you can make it more and more simple, I think that should be the USP for our side.
Sure.
And
Thank you. Thanks for that insights, Samir.
yeah, so Vinodini, and to add it, like we are in a state where we are using AI and machine learning things. So we can also implement those in our website to analyze patterns, logistic data, forecast demand. So we don't get out of stock, or we have that complete stock. We can focus the demand, we can automate decision making process. So we can inculcate these things in future to stand out from the rest of our competitors.
Sure, sure, Musa. So when you explain me about the stocks and demand, I just have a query on my mind. So what is the key challenges right now you're facing as part of this logistics, and how your return process works? Can you please explain me?
Yeah, sure, Vinodini. So as of now, that demand is like unforeseen demands. We are getting demands, and where we have to avoid stock outs or overstocks. That is a challenge which we are facing right now. So we have to work on ensuring the right product mix. We should have all the product what is demanded, and we should have accurate forecasting that is essential to have an efficient supply chain management. And the other challenge which we have in logistic is order fulfillment and delivery speed, as we do have lots of e-commerce websites who are already in the market, and they do have a good delivery speed. So we have to cope up with that. We have to make ourselves stand out with this good delivery speed. And we do have like growing demands right now. So we have infrastructure issues too, that we have to scale up our infrastructure to meet these demands. And the other thing which we are facing right now is returns management, as we are dealing in the apparel business. So, we do have lots of returns. So, we do have to manage it, that e commerce has almost every time it has higher return rates. So, we do have to manage it in a sustainable manner, that it doesn't go over cost and it doesn't cost us, the sellers, too much to manage those returns. So, we have to work on those. And apart from that, we do have to work on our customer support, because every customer needs the transparency in their customer support. They want to know about the product tracking issues. These things are there. So we have to deal with this type of pain points we are currently having.
Got it. That gave a good insight, Mason. Thank you for that. So when it comes to returns, right? Returns and refunds, whatever it may be. So what is the current customer support we are giving to our customers, and what is our expectation, and what kind of upgrade you need on the customer support, basically?
So currently, our returns are being managed by few of the career partners. So we are planning to like work with various career partners, so that we have regional and national careers, so that we can have faster returns. We are also planning to partner with some software companies who are specialized in logistic management system, route optimization, which can have faster delivery and faster return management both. And we can also have third party partnership. And for the returns, what we are thinking, that so that we don't have more returns, we want to ensure quality control checks, so that we are adding final quality control steps, like rechecking the order before shipping, which can reduce mistakes, random audits. And we are also working on that customer feedback, so that we are identifying and addressing common fulfillment errors, why we are getting the returns, higher returns. So we need to work on those things. And if any error occurs, so we should have a streamlined return management process, and we should be working on quick resolution so that it helps minimize customer inconvenience and maintain our trust. Also, we can work on like standardizing our order intake processes, automate order verification processes. So these things we have to work on for the return management.
Sure. Thank you for those information. So I would also wanted to know what is our current customer support system in place for the e-commerce project?
So we do have chat and email options. We
Okay.
don't have call as of now, so we are planning in future we will have a live call or live chat, 24/7 chat. We do have a chat that is like sending messages and we are replying in a like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. like that, but we want to extend it to 24/7 chat option and a live chat as an agent. And we do want to integrate it with AI, so for the common questions like tracking status or availability status, we can answer with the AI, so that we don't need much of the support, and the customers they can get immediate response.
Got it, Miss. Sure.
Uh,
And
do you want to add anything here? Because as a customer support person, do you have any points over here to add for Vinodini's question? Because how we are managing the customer support right now?
As of now, we are facing some issue with the customer support. And if I categorize all the issues, so I will tell you here that we are facing the order status, delivery and tracking issues, and product information and availability, and return and exchanges, and payment issues, and account access security issue. So now let's take one by one. So order status and delivery tracking. So here we want to, in case of order status, so provide a real-time updates on the status of the customer orders, including order confirmation, their processing, and all. And if I talk about delivery information, then they support the estimated delivery dates, shipping options, and any changes if in any delivery, right? And in the section of the product information and availability, so if any if any product is available, so accordingly notification should be going to the customer. And if any product is out of stock, then it should be updated in the database on the real-time basis. So customer will get to know that what the product is available available to purchase or not. And if I talk about the return and exchanges, so all the support from the return and exchange should be provided to the customer, and assist customer with understanding that what is the return policy, and provide instructions on how to initiate returns, and tracking the status of the return. And payment issue, if suppose the payment is failure, then we should be able to deal with the customer, such as what is the issue of the decline the transaction and payment errors. And if the billing discrepancy, so we are able to assist the customer about the billing discrepancies and all. Yeah.
sure. Thank you, Nishant, for those insights. I would also like to know, are we planning to integrate AI chat box, basically the one which automates the messages and questions and answers? Do you really interested in those integration right now?
Yeah, of course. We want to integrate AI with our application. So most of the time queries are common. So AI will be able to support the customer to give the answers of their queries. So it will be beneficial for the customer also, that they will get their solution on the time. Yeah.
Sure.
Vinodini, if I can add one context to that one, because you touch upon in a very nice subject, because most of the time during the off business hours, right, because we are in a fast moving business, and the customer needs an immediate support. And what makes difficult for us that during the off business hours, if we don't have some prompt support, and that also become a bottleneck for Nishant and for his team. So if you can make high availability during the off business hours, so that it can also reduce some of the backlogs from Nishant for the next business, so that we can focus on the next value stream. And that also helps us to speed up the customer escalations and all. And that would probably also bring some faith in our way of working, in our way of operations. So AI should be enabled, but the availability should be 100% or even near to that during the off business hours.
Sure. That's really insight, Samit. Thank you. So when it comes to customer satisfaction and giving the good results to customer, so it is something how we are gonna reach the customer, right? So the topic when it comes to reach, we will basically look for marketing. So when it comes to marketing, what's our conversion rate? Maybe can someone explain?
Hi, Vinodini. Yeah, I'm the marketing manager for Lazada, so I can explain your question. So yeah, our primary goal here would be to increase our conversion rates, as we are already facing so much of problem in that. So we want to attain this by providing seamless, personalized user experience that simplifies the buying experience. So now we are having some bottlenecks with the buying process for the customer. So we want to make it simple. The process should be simplified. Okay, so we have some other goals also, which I would like to mention now. So our next primary goal would be like, we want to retain more number of customers. So we would like to do that by implementing loyalty programs. That means like whoever customers are like long-term, we would like to offer some discounts and some gift packs for them. And we want to implement personalized recommendations also. Like, for example, if a person is looking for women tops, maybe we would be able to display the related apparel like pants, scarves, etc. So in that way, the customer can look and search for, they need not go for extensive search. They can easily buy whatever is recommended. And the recommendation should be very relevant and apt. And we would like to also add easy reordering features. Right now, we are having some bottlenecks with reordering feature. So we would like to change it, and the process should be simplified. The other thing we would like to do is to create brand awareness. For that, we want to implement strong search engine optimization. Maybe we can use artificial intelligence over here, and the search thing should be all relevant and should be displayed correctly. And we would like to integrate the product with the social media, like famous popular social media websites like Instagram and Facebook, and maybe displaying some ads, some product related things, features, personalized recommendations for the customer in social media. We want to have some customer generated content, like we want to emphasize on creating reviews, maybe adding photos or testimonials by the customers which they have got a positive response. We can use them for our marketing. So for that, we can send emails reminding them to write reviews and testimonials. So we have another thing, which is like optimized mobile experience, but we can take it later as per the prioritization of our requirements. To have a mobile experience, good optimization of mobile experience, we want to have all the fully featured versions as like desktop. Because we are the target audience, the target customers for our feature are like the millennial shoppers, like from the age group of 25 to 40, also busy professionals, as we are told, like middle class people. So we are targeting more of mobile features. We would like to integrate a fully featured version of mobiles. for now, these are the main goals we want to have for this product. Any questions?
I'm good for now, Soumya. Maybe
Okay.
in further discussion we can get more cues from that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we are good with. I could actually understand what this current system is and what is your expectation individually as a various department. I would also like to know. So when it comes to an e-commerce across global, worldwide, legal and compliance is something which plays a major role. And what's your thought and what's the current legal system and how we are gonna implement it, and what's the geos you are targeting for at the initial stage?
Hi Vinodini, I'm leading legal and compliance advisors. To ensure the compliance for the e-commerce project, you need to verify adherence to applicable laws and regulations. Okay, and these laws and regulations could include like data privacy. For example, GDPR, which stands for General Data Protection Regulation, which was implemented in 2016 in UK. Similarly, when we come to USA, they do have different rules and regulations. For example, CCPA, which is California Consumer Privacy Act, which was introduced in 2018. So if we come to consumer protection, like a refund policies where the amount to be utilized and the new policies which we want to introduce in refund is the maximum limit, something like that. And next, coming to intellectual property tax obligations and dispute resolution practices. While considering international operations, marketing restrictions, and necessary legal discriminations in the platform terms of service and privacy policy.
Okay, so sure, Rajesh. So my other question was, or what are the geos you're targeting as your initial launch? The
So,
geographical global, yeah.
Yeah, yes, it is country specific. We are planning globally. For now, we are concentrating for a few countries like where the business is good for our products like UK and USA. And in future, if we want to extend, we will introduce the new rules and regulations as per the country policies.
So it's a customizable one which we will have to implement globally with different geos, right?
Yes, you are right.
That's really great. I think I'm good for now. Thank you for all giving me enough insights on what exactly you're looking for, and you really made my views and answers very interactive. And thank you for all your inputs. Definitely, we will meet again for the further discussions, and I will also share the list of things whatever I have noted it as part of this interview session. Thank you all for joining today.
Thanks, Vinodini.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini.
Thank you all. Thanks for your time.
Vinodini, you are going to showcase outcome of this session, interview session?
Yes, Sunil. So once we are done with this interview session, I would like to show how the interview session has been captured. And let me quickly share my screen for this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I
So
can see your screen. Yeah.
thank you, Sunil. Thanks for that. So this is how I have captured the list of items what we have discussed today, and let me just give a brief on this document. So basically, this is just a simple template where we have this meeting date, time, and who are the spoke who I have addressed today, and the objective and scope of discussion. So since it was an initial discussion with multiple stakeholders, we had all these Q and answers over here, which would be the business questions, whatever I have approached, and the stakeholders has given us a list of answers, effective answers, which will definitely be efficient for us to derive the requirements and start framing epics and futures from this, and followed by a few marketing questions which I targeted to ask for, and few logistic questions as part of this e-commerce. What are the pain areas they are going through, and the legal and compliance questions which the stakeholder team has explained us, and also the customer support questions. I've just categorized them based on the questions and captured all the results over here. So this template I'll be sharing it across the team who joined with us as an MOM. And from there, we will be able to take a sign off from them. And once they sign off, we can go ahead with creating at least a high level requirements and epics and features on our project management tool. So that is something which I would like to show on the interview session. So this is a end of this interview session, and I would also like to share one more technique along with this, which is a survey. So as part of a survey, I would let me stop sharing. Yeah. So as part of survey, I would we have actually conducted a survey across the stakeholders whoever have joined. So once we had this interview session, we had sent them a list of questions which the stakeholders individually has responded to us, and I would also like to see the questions just to know the people audience know what kind of questions we have targeted for. Maybe can you just click on
Can you
questions?
click on questions, please? Can you click on questions? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a survey which we have given to the stakeholders, and we have given maybe a couple of days for them to actually give their ratings from 1 to 10, for which way for them which is important, which is not important, and how confident they are, and what are all their scalability, and how is the current system, and what is their expectation from the new system. So this is how we have collected the various important question as part of survey. And since I have already sent the survey to the stakeholders, they have responded it as well, which is a positive note. They are also very much eager to see their website and see their application in a with lot many new features, and they're excited to do it uh, as a uh, as to business, as to grow their business. So can you please show the responses? So this is how the responses would be, and this is a high level summary of each question. How many responded, and what is the percentage among that, and how confident they are in the current system, and what they're expecting from us. So the main objective of this survey is we can actually take these results, and we can actually get help to prioritize a task, features, or whatever we are deriving it from. And we can also prioritize the stakeholders, what is their thought about the current system, and we can formulate new strategies, enable the trust by getting this survey, and get a positive start of this project. And there would be a small pie chart in the end which will actually show the overall percentage of the survey, which will definitely be very helpful for us to pitch into the requirement elicitation and get through from the stage. Yeah. This is something about survey. I think I'm done, Sunand.
Yeah, thank you. You can stop sharing your screen. Okay, so we have done with our first session. So thank you, team, for this wonderful session, your participation. Thank you, each one of you, for dedicating so much of your personal time and effort to make this session successful. And to our viewers, we hope you found it helpful and informative. And if you found value in this session, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We look forward to see you in our next live simulation soon, very soon. So until then, take care. This is Sunil Sharma signing off. Bye bye, everyone, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah.